Hi everyone, only few hours are left for your exam. My purpose of making this video is that you carry yourself in tomorrow's exam in the most perfect and the deserved way. So what are those ways? How do you manage yourself in those hours is the most crucial thing to perform your best. So how you can do that? So I would be telling you in this video. So please be with me in the whole video so that you can perform your best. First I should tell you about what is the marking scheme. Everyone is confused that either it is +1, -1 or what it is. It is that paper 1 and paper 2, it would be in a 2 shift. From 9:30 to 11:30 you would be having paper 1. From 2 to 4 you would be having paper 2. Both papers are going to carry 250 questions each. Now correct answer for one question is 2.08 marks and for the wrong answer it is 0.69 marks. So I can say is that -1/3 is the negative marking. No matter the question is of single answer type or the multiple answer type, the marks given to that question is same. That is for each correct 2.08, for each negative 0.69 marks. Now, how many questions to attend in the paper? As we all know, 120 in each paper. So, minimum 110 question in each paper you have to attend. Because the cutoff is raising very high. If this question, 500 total 120 plus 120 paper is going to be of 500 marks. And the cutoff for the general category is you can expect around 340 to 350 out of 500. So, you cannot take a risk of leaving the questions. If you don't know the answer, then try to take out the answer from the language and from the options. Try to rule out the options. You cannot leave the question in this paper. You have to attempt minimum 110 questions in each paper. So what is about the time management? Now we have 120 minutes for 120 questions. I cannot say you distribute your time according to the question. You cannot give each question 1 minute because the question types are different in the whole paper. Like take an example. Now this is the pattern you are going to have in your exam. You would be having single where you would be giving a clinical scenario where you just have to make the diagnosis, or it would be of the multiple 1, 2, 3 multiple answer type question, or you would be having a single line questions like this. So you cannot distribute 1 minute to each question. What you have to do is you would be having a paper 120 questions. You just go through the paper and try to attempt these type of questions first where only single type answer is correct, and you should take a target that within a starting 40 minutes where you should attempt all the 120 questions single liner type questions. You just leave all these questions which come in between where the 1, 2, 3 more than one statements are correct, because it will consume your time and it would not give you that confidence that okay, what you are marking is correct. So starting time you don't have to get anxious or nervous, because when you see this type of question you get anxious, and question in the end the questions which are in your range you are going to miss that also because of your anxiety. So in the starting phase you have to control your anxiety and you just have to attempt the single answer type questions. Once you are done with it, suppose we have 120 questions, then 50 to 60 must be of the single liner type. So in the starting 40 minutes you have done your 60 questions approx. Now you are left with the 60 to 50 questions, and those are of these multiple answer type questions. Then what you are going to do is just read the question first and see what they are actually asking. Like they are asking the causes or what, then read out the options. If you know only, suppose you know that HIV and alcohol, for this these are correct, then rule out the 1 and 2. Like answer would be either A or B. Now you have to rule out between 3 and 4 which can be correct. So you have to do like this. In this also, first if you are confident in those options, try to attend them first and bring your answers for the 110 questions. Do not leave the questions 20 to 30 in the paper. Do not try to attempt only 90 questions. Go for the 110 questions. It is must to qualify in this exam. Now after that, what would be the timings for the paper? Paper 1, as we all know, it's from 9:30 to 11:30. You have to reach before 9:20 in the first paper and before 1:50 in the second paper. So ideally from my side the time is recommended is 8:50 am. You should reach the center by 8:50 am. Why I am saying this is, like if you reach the center, then the verification process takes 10 to 15 minutes. After that you would be provided with the OMR sheet. You have to fill the credentials in that, your roll number, your name. So that also consume time, because No matter you know the whole paper, if any credential in your OMR sheet goes wrong, then you are out of the race. So you have to take an extra time for filling the OMR sheet also. So reach by 8:50, max to max you can take a risk, so reach by 9 am, not late than that. Now what things to carry tomorrow? Okay, admit card we all know, photo ID proof what we have mentioned Aadhaar card, then take the Aadhaar card with you. If you have mentioned PAN card, then take the PAN card with you. Simple wristwatch, do not carry the smartwatch with you all, you have to carry a simple wristwatch. Next, you have to take the black pen, do not think that it would be provided you in the center, you have to carry that pen with yourself only. Then you have to take paracetamol 650 mg. Why I am saying this is, okay, in the first shift you will go very easily, then you are out of the center around 11:30 and your paper 2 would start around 2, है ना. So what happen is, between 11:30 and 2, that waiting period is quite large, so waiting period is quite huge, so you try to roam here and there, you try to talk, so so the next thing is paracetamol. Why I am saying paracetamol is that first shift you will go very easily till 11:30. Now after that the second paper would start around 2. Between them there is a huge time. So what we used to do is roam here and there and talk to so many peoples, and by chance if a paper didn't goes well, so we are anxious and nervous about that, and it is very common. It is very common with me that I get headache. So I used to take the paracetamol so that I can perform the best in my exam. So I would recommend from my side, please carry a paracetamol with you. So do not, you should not get your answers wrong because of just simple basic things, like because of headache. If you are unable to concentrate in your paper, then that's no use. So from my side, it's a recommendation that you take that. Carry the lunch with you all, because so many of the time the center are usually government schools, so there is a very less probability that you have a canteen or a nearby eating area around you. So 11 to 2, it's a basic time where you get hungry, and sometimes it happens with me that I am unable to consume breakfast because of the anxiety of the exam. So I would recommend you carry a lunch with you all, so that between that time you have your lunch, so that you can perform your best in the exam. These are the basic things, but they play a huge role in your performance. Then next thing is wear mask. Two important things, there is no dress code for the written exam, so you can wear whatever you want. And the next thing is, there is no RT-PCR needed for the exam. Take a nap between 11:40 to 1:30. It's up to you that if you save your energy during this time of waiting period, then you would definitely perform well during the second shift of exam. But if you consume your energy in roaming here and there and talking unnecessary things, then your mind gets tired. I usually get tired, so I usually take a nap. If you want to take a nap, you can take nap, and just utilize your time between 11:40 to 1:30 and try to preserve your energy as much as you can. Next is OMR sheets. Now while filling the OMR sheets, what things you have to keep in mind is, just fill them by the black pen only. Next thing is, do not write anything else other than the credentials needed and the answers. Do not fold the sheet, because it would not be read by the machine and you would be disqualified. Do not use whitener, and do not fill two choices. If you fill the two choices, then also it either you get the negative marking or your OMR sheet would be disqualified. Is, with every page completion you should mark your answer. That's a very important thing. You have your paper in your hand and you have to mark all their answers in the OMR sheet. Now there are there are three ways to fill the OMR sheet. One, you complete your whole paper, after that you mark your answers. Second, with each question you mark your answer. Or the third one is, once you are done with the 10-20 questions, then you fill the answers. Then after that you again go to 10-20 questions more, then you fill that answers. The best way of filling that is, go with the 10-20 questions. Why I am saying that that is because if you finish your paper, then you try to fill the OMR sheet, then what happens is, you are in a hurry. Your time usually going to get over, because you are not going to fill your complete your paper within a 1 hour. You would be doing it within 140 or 150 minutes. Then within 10 minutes there is a high probability that you do mistakes while filling your OMR sheet. So don't go by that way. And the second thing is, if you go by each question then answer filling, then it would consume a lot of your time, and you don't have much time. You just have 120 minutes and you have 120 questions, and that too you have a lengthy question. So do not take risk. Just go to 10-20 questions and mark simultaneously with the 10-20 questions. Do not start filling your OMR sheet from the last, because what happens is if you start from the last, then from downward to upward if you go, then what happens is you get an imprint of that impression of the ink here. Then when you go upward from this, like, to that impression, that ink can be stick on the OMR sheet anyway, and your sheet can be rejected. So start from the 1, 2, 3, go in that order only. So these are the final tips and must know tips from my side. All the best. Do not worry, you have done your best, you have prepared your best. I trust you all that you are going to perform your best. Just believe in yourself. If any question you feel that you don't know the answer, just skip and go to the next question. Do not stick to that particular question, and do not get nervous if you are unable to know the first, second or third question back to back. Just take every question as a new question and as a new attempt. Okay, so don't take your previous bad performances with you all on the exam day. Just forget everything and just take a fresh start tomorrow. Just do your best on tomorrow's exam. I'm with you. So whenever you feel anxiety attack or panic attack, just take a deep breath for 1 to 2 minutes, then again start with a new again do a fresh start. Please complete your paper on time. Do not leave any questions. I don't want to listen that ma'am time gets over and I'm unable to look at the last 10 to 20 questions. I don't expect from you all this. So perform your best tomorrow and let me know, did my important topics help you all or not. So all the best. I'll be waiting for your update reply tomorrow, that how was the exam and did my important topics help you all or not. So all the best, sleep well, and please take lunch with you all. So all the best.